In our last few videos, we've analyzed concepts about liberation, concept about how we define problems and therefore how we come about with defining our solution to our problems. In today's video, we're going to be looking at a little bit more carefully how we come to make decisions on our spiritual path. So let's get right into it. Hope you enjoy today's video. If you were to write the biography of every man, every woman, every child, what would be 3 lines or 2 lines that you could write about, guaranteed to be in the biography of every person? Well, here's a guess for you. Every human being is either running towards happiness or trying to run away from sorrow. Let's change the word. Let's not say run away. Every human being is trying to go after happiness and trying to stay away from sorrow. In Sanskrit, we call this as pravritti, means going towards something, or nivritti, going away from something. So our life is always, the biography of every human being is always either pravritti or nivritti, going out towards something or going away from something. But when we decide on our path in our life, especially in the spiritual realm, whether we go towards something or go away from something, a specific type of vichar or thinking analysis has to take place in the mind of the seeker. And that is, what am I going towards? What am I going away from? In Sanskrit, when we start our journey into pravritti and nivritti, the parts of engaging versus disengaging, the philosophers of the Vedas, they have designed a categorization to help us decipher how to move forward on the pravritti marga, or the part of engaging towards something, and also how to disengage on the nivritti marga, the part of moving away. Now these concepts, of course, we use a lot of Sanskrit words. So on my screen, you will see it'll pop up these words. If you don't understand the meaning of the word, please listen to the full video and you'll be able to grasp the concept in a very clear manner. If not, you listen to the video again and I'm sure these concepts will be much clearer to you. So we're going to start pravritti marga, nivritti marga, the part of engaging, going towards something, versus the part of disengaging, going away from something. Broadly, if we were to analyze this entire concept, going towards and going away from something, we start the process by analyzing the journey towards our goal. Meaning, what is my goal? So let us take an example. Let us say that I am hungry. When I am hungry, what am I going to be looking for? I'm going to be looking for a means to appease my hunger. Now, when I know that I am hungry, going after food or trying to acquire food is the means, correct? Sanskrit, we say the sadhana. Sadhana means the means, the way about we approach to attain a particular goal. So when I take up any sadhana, any means to achieve any goal, if that goal is yet unattained, like appeasing hunger, satisfying my hunger, then for that, what do I have to do? I have to acquire food, correct? So I have to know and become aware that I am hungry, and then I have to do something about it to fulfill that desire, that hunger that is burning in my stomach. Doing as a result of knowing. This method is always there for achieving a goal which is yet unattained, unaccomplished. Let's take another example which brings about a different category of pursuing goals. We've taken up this example in previous videos. I hope you remember these ideas. Let's say, for example, a woman is, getting ready to go to a concert and she is looking for her necklace. She is panicking, very frantically looking for her necklace. She's like, where's my necklace? Where's my necklace? Her diamond necklace is there and she's looking for it frantically. She's shouting at her husband saying, hey, have you seen my necklace? Where's my necklace? Did someone move my necklace? And her husband comes in very calmly and says, my dear, look on your neck. Your necklace is right there. Now, was the necklace with her all the time or not? Even when she was searching for it? Yes. Did she have to do something? Did she have to engage in some activity? Did she have to do something to get that necklace? It was always with her, correct? It wasn't unattained. And therefore, all that the husband needed to do was to reveal to her, tell her. All she had to do was know and understand and become aware of the necklace which was already with her. This idea of attaining a goal by means of knowing only, this particular concept is taken by the philosophers of the Vedas and extrapolated to seeking the highest goals of life, i.e., moksha or liberation. So what were the 2 comparisons there? One was appeasing hunger. So hunger is appeasing your hunger or satisfying one's hunger by means of eating is an unattained goal. Therefore, you have to become aware, you have to know that you are hungry, and thereafter you have to eat food. So you have to know and you also have to do in order to achieve your goal of satisfying your hunger. In the case of the woman with the necklace, once her husband reveals that the necklace is with her, on her, does she have to do something? No, right? She doesn't have to do anything to attain that necklace. Once it is revealed to her that the necklace is with her, there is no doing, there is only being aware of it. So there is knowing only. So there are two ideas: knowing and therefore doing in the case of hunger, versus, with the example of the necklace, only knowing. So when we are achieving our goals on the pravritti marga, meaning when we are going towards something in our life, some aspects of our journey will be knowing and doing, and some aspects of our journey will be only knowing. Which comes down to now our topic of spiritual goals. Which of our spiritual goals are requiring only knowing? Which of our spiritual goals are requiring knowing plus doing? If we were to dive in a little bit deeper into these ideas, we'll come across, many questions in our mind. What do you mean by knowing versus knowing plus doing? So think of it like this. If there is an ultimate goal of life, whatever you may define that ultimate goal of life to be, if that goal is achieved through knowing plus doing, that means even after understanding what is that goal, how to achieve that goal, until I don't put forth the right effort, that goal will not be accomplished. I think this is a simple concept for us to understand. But if that highest goal or ultimate goal of life is achieved only by knowing, like in the case of the woman with the necklace, the lost necklace, as though, if that goal is achieved only by knowing, that means whatever that ultimate goal I was seeking or I am seeking, that goal actually is already with me. These concepts, if you ponder upon them deeply, sometimes they find themselves in our day-to-day life also. I have heard Kim Kardashian say such a statement, happiness is within. You don't have to go outside looking for happiness. And everyone repeats this like a broken radio. Happiness is within. You don't have to go outside. You don't have to run outside for happiness. Means what? Do I have to know that happiness is within and I have to do something to get that happiness or acquire that happiness? No, right? If happiness is within, that means all I have to do is know that happiness is within. And once I know it, then there is no more external extroverted pursuit to run after happiness in this world. So these are where the concepts, they trickle down into society when we say things like, peace is within, happiness is within, not outside. Means you have to become aware of it, by which it is accessible to you. Let's take another example. Maybe we'll get the idea a little bit clearer. Let's say you had a great-grandfather who had 5,000 crores of investment, but you did not know that your great-grandfather had such a inheritance for you. Let us say you just graduated, you just came out of college and you're thinking, oh my God, I need to have a job, I need to get enough money to live in, either Mumbai or Delhi or Bangalore or Paris or New York or London, whatever it may be. And I need to have a lot of money to be able to not only live, but to enjoy my life. So you jump on the work train of working 9 to 5, corporate hours in order to make your day, make your living. But imagine this, that your great-grandfather left you 5,000 crores inheritance. Now, for you to have that resources available to you, would you have to do work or would you have to do some long process in order to get 5,000 crores? Your entire struggle of running after money every day of your life, if you were aware of the fact that you were inheriting 5,000 crores, would that not change the way you live? So knowing sometimes can bring us a solution wherein once we are aware of something, the process of struggling thereafter ceases to be. Similarly with our spiritual goals also. There are certain things in our lives where simply knowing solves the problem. And there are certain aspects of our lives where knowing is not enough. We have to know also, we have to become aware of, and we also have to practice, implement. We have to do something about ourselves, whether it be physically, mentally, emotionally, to solve that problem. These concepts, now we're going to introduce some Sanskrit terms to categorize, okay? So just, be a little alert here. I remember one Mahatma used to say, Satark raho, means be alert. So what are these concepts? First concept is called as apraptasya prapti, meaning seeking something which is yet unattained, unaccomplished. So whenever we are seeking something which is unattained, unaccomplished, the means of doing that or the sadhana to doing that, accomplishing that is knowledge plus action. We can introduce Sanskrit words here also, jnanam plus karma. So whenever I am setting any goal which is unaccomplished, unattained, like appeasing hunger, satisfying my hunger, or let us say I want to, cook a particular meal, so a particular recipe I want to make. What do I have to do? I have to know the recipe, then I have to do the cooking to achieve that final outcome of creating that menu, that dish, whatever. So apraptasya prapti meaning attaining something which is yet unattained, unaccomplished. The means to attaining is knowing and then doing. The second concept is praptasya prapti, meaning attaining something which is actually already with you. Like the example of the boy who inherits 5,000 crores but doesn't know that he is inheriting that. All he has to do is become aware of it and his struggles end for money. Similarly, the woman who was frantically searching for her necklace, panicking, where's my necklace, where's my necklace? All she has to do is be aware of the fact that the necklace is already on her neck. Then does the search continue? No. Her husband reveals to her, hey, honey, the necklace is on your neck. The search is over, the panic is over. This concept of praptasya prapti, attaining something which is already with you. The means to do that is only knowing, becoming aware, knowledge. There is no doing required, there is no action required. So two concepts, apraptasya prapti versus praptasya prapti. First concept was attaining something which is not attained, not accomplished yet. And therefore you have to know and then you have to do. Second concept is praptasya prapti, meaning attaining something, seeking something which is actually already with you. And therefore all you need to do is become aware of it. So when we hear these terms and concepts like happiness is within, peace is within, that means what? What they are actually trying to say is happiness is praptasya prapti, means you are trying to attain something which is already with you. Therefore, you don't have to do anything to be happy. You have to become aware of happiness which is within you. See, these concepts are simple actually. We hear it all the time. Just to bring it in the language of the rishis, in the language of Vedas, how they categorize it. Praptasya prapti, apraptasya prapti, these concepts, simplified in a very colloquial term, we can say, when we are engaging in our life, when we are going after anything in our life, depending on that goal, whether it is with us or not with us, whether it is attained and accomplished by us or not, so we define the means, so we define the solution. This is all within the realm of the pravritti marga, going towards something. What about going away from something? The nivritti marga. Remember, we started this video with two ideas, going towards something or going away from something. This is the biography of every man, every woman, every child. What about the nivritti marga? Are there levels of understanding? Are there different ways of performing actions on the nivritti marga? Are there different ways of seeking goals on the nivritti marga? Meaning, disengaging from something, getting away from something, running away from things. Are there different ways of running away from sorrow, running away from pain, escaping sorrow, escaping pain, dealing with sorrow, dealing with pain? Are there different ways of doing that? So the rishis also come up with concepts and categorize these ideas also. What is that? First concept, and we'll start with an example. Let us say you are walking the road on a summer night, or better yet, a winter night. So let's say you are walking on the road, and especially if you're in India, then you might hear some honking, you might hear some, some bottles breaking. You might hear a lot of street noises. And distracted by that as you are walking the road on the dark winter night, let's say you come across what seems to be a snake. So you think, oh my God, there's a snake on the road. So your first thought is, what do I do? What do I do in this moment? Now, let us say that there actually is a snake on the road and you hear the hissing sound of the snake and it appears that the snake is in an aggressive mood. What do? Do you say, I'm a hero, I can talk to snakes, my name is, Voldemort, I speak pastel tongue, I can talk to snakes? That's a Harry Potter reference if you didn't get it. But yeah, would you be a hero and go running towards the snake, or would you go away from the snake or try to, distance yourself from the snake? Would there be pravritti or would there be nivritti? Would you go towards the snake or go away from the snake? I think any wise person would go away from the snake, correct? The nivritti part. So if it is a real snake, the most obvious, most intelligent, the most common sense solution would be go away from the snake. So you recognize there is a snake and then you step away from the snake. So you recognize, then you step away. But let's just say that what appeared to be a snake was simply a broken branch of a tree which looked like a snake. What did I say just now? Let's just say that what you thought to be a snake was simply a broken branch which appeared to look like the shape and form of a snake in the night. Then, what would be your action? Would it be a wise thing to run away from a broken branch which is appearing as a snake? Would you need to run away from a broken branch? I don't think so, right? So how would you deal with the fear associated with that emotion of seeing that apparent snake, which is nothing other than a broken branch? How would you deal with that fear? Would you need to run away from that broken branch? All you would need to do is recognize that what appears to be snake is not snake, because snake is only a projected impression in your own mind. The reality being that there is no snake on the road, it's actually a broken branch. Now, if that knowledge is there with you, then is there truly nivritti? Is there truly running away? Not so, correct? So in our life, when we are on the nivritti marga, means when we are trying to decide what to stay away from, what to get away from, what to disengage from. Some things in our lives are like real snakes. We have to recognize that they are snakes and we have to understand and move away, stay away. But some problems in our lives are actually projections, meaning just like the branch, the broken branch on the road appears to look like a snake. Sometimes we have to recognize that that problem is actually not a problem. Snake is not actually there. Therefore, why are you afraid? What you think to be a problem actually is not a problem. What you think to be snake is actually not a snake. And therefore, all you need is right thinking, right knowledge. You don't have to do anything. Snake goes away if you understand there is no snake, there is only branch. These concepts, again, we'll introduce the Sanskrit words. In Sanskrit, we call these concepts as aparihritasya parihara. Parihara means removing. So removing or getting away from something which is actually there. Something which is actually there, like the first example of the snake that is actually on the road, to remove that. So it means to remove the problems associated with that event, what you have to do? You recognize there is a snake and then you run the hell away. It means you do something about it. You don't say, okay, well, I know it is a snake. That will not be enough to solve your problem of fear or anxiety, whatever. And in the second case, of the broken branch which appears like a snake, this concept is called as parihritasya parihara, removing something which actually isn't there. So the fear of a snake which is actually arising out of a broken branch, fear born out of a broken branch where you have projected the idea of a snake. Where there is no snake, you see snake. You are trying to remove now the fear of snake, the anxiety of snake. If you go and you get another branch and you say, okay, I'm going to beat this snake away. Won't you look like a fool on the road if you are beating a broken branch on the road with another piece of stick? Do you need to do something to deal with that situation? If you recognize that there is only branch, there is no snake, then why you need to do anything? Simply understand there is no snake. This is called as parihritasya parihara, removing something which actually isn't there to begin with. And you may find a lot of problems in our lives fall within this category. What we project to be a problem is actually no problem. And sometimes we just need the right clarity, right vision, right understanding, right knowledge in order to understand, decipher what we truly want, what we are truly running away from, what we are truly running towards. I hope you enjoyed this video. These concepts, these 4 concepts, apraptasya prapti, praptasya prapti, aparihritasya parihara and parihritasya parihara. These 4 concepts are found in our Vedic traditions. These are beautiful concepts. If you want to get more information about these, then do follow us on this journey through Just Curious, where we discuss Vedic ideas, Vedic ideologies and philosophies. We engage in conversations, debate, not only with our own traditions and belief systems, but also engage in thought processes and vichara on other schools of philosophy also. Do join us on this journey. Subscribe to this channel for more content like this. Until next time, stay curious.